Shalom, children. Last time, when we journeyed through the life of Yeshua, he had been in a house teaching the people. 4 men had arrived with their paralyzed friend and had lowered him down through the roof. Yeshua had healed him in front of everyone, including the scribes and the Pharisees, who were becoming more and more upset with Yeshua. After leaving the town of Capernaum, he had passed some toll booths. There he had called Matityahu to leave his business of collecting taxes and to follow him. Later on, at Matityahu's house, the Pharisees confronted Yeshua yet again. This time it was about the type of students Yeshua had chosen to follow him. Yeshua had told the Pharisee leaders that he had not come to the righteous ones, but to the sinners who needed to hear the message of the kingdom and to repent. Our story begins today on a Sabbath. Yeshua and his taught ones walked through a field of wheat. His students were hungry, so they plucked some ears of grain. They rubbed them together in their hands and ate. The Pharisees saw them and exclaimed to Yeshua, "Look, your taught ones are doing something that is not allowed on the Sabbath." I don't know about you, but I'm starting to think that those Pharisee leaders are hiding around every corner, just hoping to pounce on Yeshua and catch him out. Yeshua answered their objections about the disciples gleaning a few grains when they were hungry by telling them they needed to study what Hosea the prophet meant when he wrote, "I will have mercy and not sacrifice." Yeshua's disciples had not violated any Sabbath law, not from the Torah, that is. So the Pharisees must have been accusing the men of breaking one of their man-made laws again. These scribes and Pharisee leaders acted as though they were the master of Sabbaths and could just go around making extra laws on how to observe the set-apart days. Well, Yeshua told them, "The Son of Man is the master of the Sabbath." Everyone then entered into the synagogue, as was the custom on the Sabbath. Amongst the crowd there was a man with a withered hand. The Pharisees, who were probably still quite upset after the grain-eating incident, pointed out to the man with the withered hand and asked Yeshua, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days?" Let me ask you something. Do you think they wanted to learn from Yeshua the true meaning of the Sabbath? No, they did not. Rather, they were trying to trick him into saying the wrong thing. That way, they would have something to bring a charge against him with and stop him preaching. Yeshua asked them, "Is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath or to do evil? Is it lawful to save life or to destroy a life?" He gave them an example to think about. Imagine you have just one sheep, and that sheep happens to fall down into a pit on the Sabbath day. Is there a man here that would leave that sheep in the pit because it's a Sabbath day? No, there is not. You wouldn't leave it there. You would pull it out. But how much more is a man worth than a sheep? There was no answer from the scribes or the Pharisee leaders. Yeshua looked at the man with the withered hand and he said to him, "Stretch out your hand." When he stretched out the withered hand towards Yeshua, it became just as whole as the other one. Oh, how wonderful he must have felt. Well, the Pharisees were now furious. Yeshua had taken their sneaky question and turned it around. The Pharisees had made themselves look very foolish in front of everyone. They left the synagogue and gathered together to plot how they might destroy Yeshua. Oh no, what schemes are they going to come up with? As more and more people heard about the wonderful signs Yeshua was doing, many continued to flock to him, wanting to be healed. Once again, there were many who came having unclean spirits. When they saw Yeshua, they fell down before him, crying out, "You are the Son of Elohim." It had come to the time in Yeshua's ministry when he would need to choose 12 men out of the group who were following him. These 12 taught ones would go forth to preach the word. But before such an important decision could be made, Yeshua needed to spend time alone with the Father and pray. So he went up into a mountainous area and continued all night in prayer to Yah. When it was day, Yeshua called his followers to him and chose 12 men who would be suitable to send forth with the teachings of the kingdom. These men would also heal the sick and have authority over unclean spirits. The names of those chosen were Shimon Kephas, Andreas his brother, Yaakov and his brother Yochanan, Philippos, Nathanael, Mattityahu the tax collector, Taumar, Yaakov the son of Alpaus, Shimon who was a zealot, Thaddaus, and Yehuda. Well, children, that is the end of our story for today. So we will see you next time for another exciting journey in the life of Yeshua. Shalom.
Baruch Haba b'Shem Adonai.